Here is my Raptor rig. Let's give you a quick tour of how you control it. The main pelvis is controlled in a screen position armature, and you can see that it's independent of the head here, making for more cap-like motion that I would imagine a hunter creature like this would have. Moving on from the main pelvis here is this butt bone, and that allows for a lot of motion that might be necessary if he meets a lady dinosaur. The tail is controlled with these two armatures. All of the rotation is intuitively linked to your mouse rotation, and using both the base and tip, you'll be able to rotate the tail into any position that I might see as necessary or able for this dinosaur to make. And as always with all of the armatures, a double middle click will reset that. It's back to its setup tab position. Moving on from the tail, we have controls for the knee. So when he's crouched down, we'll be able to rotate that knee, and also position of the foot is done with this armature. And with this particular creature, walked on these two outer toes, and so this armature controls those two toes, both in the ability to tap it and to control just the tips of the two toes with the right click, drag up and down, middle click, double click will reset them, and then right click, horizontal motion will change its rotation there in case it's walking on uneven ground. The rooster claw here, I didn't imagine it moving much, but there is the ability to do so if you just grab that bone. Moving on from there, we have the lower back. That's controlled with a forward kinematics way, and due to that it pushes the chest pushes the arms, and right click dragging will twist that, and double middle click will reset it. For the shoulders, great care was made to make sure that it moves intuitively, and also the geometry deforms correctly, using a lot of muscle bones. For the bicep, due to the unusual T-pose that the modeler gave it, another correcting null had to be given to show you what would happen if you don't use the correcting null. You can see that there's no angle. The Euler rotation would give you trouble, and you would have a lot of gimbal lock there. And so by resetting that and using the shoulder vector null that I created, the edit sphere will be much more intuitive, giving you gimbal free motion. So that was how I solved that problem. The forearm, pretty basic. Hand, again basic, but also works just like the feet in that moving it around is a rotate towards, but right click dragging up and down will curl the fingers, and also right click going horizontal will work on the hand's bank, and double middle click will reset. Moving on to the head, we have independent control from the body, but great care was given to make sure that it deforms correctly. All the soft parts will bend, but the hard parts won't. And you should just keep motion on the head and rotation on the nose here, and that will allow you to isolate what control does what. But as you can see, it's quite intuitive. You can look up there, or look over there, look down here. It's a very intuitive way of controlling, and right click dragging will twist. And that's the same for the jaw as well. Open it and close it. Everything bends right, and you also have the ability to twist that jaw for any unusual positions you might want to give it. If you want to bite someone's head off, you can approach it from a funny angle and make it a lot more dynamic. So then you also have the ability to control the tongue very precisely. I don't imagine there being a high demand for the tongue movement, but when you do want to move the tongue, you want to move it very precisely, and so all of these bones, just grabbing the order of bones and the number of bones will control the tip or the base, or whatever you're wanting to control at the time. So that's a tour of the Raptor rig. I hope you find it as awesome. What's really cool about this rig is I wanted to make it kind of as a challenge, not use any expressions at all. And so if I go over to the command tab and show you how many expressions are used, there's none. It's all using the built-in Messiah controls. And so that should make a far more entertaining, less type instructional video that will make it a lot easier to get the concepts that are being taught in the training video. So there you go, the Raptor rig in a nutshell, and hope you enjoyed it.